Chapter 1: The Hidden Door. In the bustling town of Greenville, there was a grand old house that had stood for centuries. It was a house filled with secrets, history, and a touch of mystery. This was the home of 16-year-old Lily, a curious and imaginative girl who had a knack for discovering the extraordinary in the ordinary. Lily's parents were historians, always traveling for their work, leaving her in the care of her kind but often preoccupied grandmother, Eleanor. Eleanor was a warm-hearted woman who loved gardening and spent most of her time tending to the vast, overgrown garden that surrounded the old house. Despite her grandmother's best efforts, there was a part of the garden that remained untouched, hidden behind a tall, ivy-covered wall. One sunny afternoon, while exploring the garden, Lily stumbled upon an old, rusty key hidden under a pile of dried leaves. Intrigued, she examined it closely, wondering what it could unlock. Her eyes then fell on the ivy-covered wall and the faint outline of a door hidden behind the thick vines. Her heart pounding with excitement, Lily cleared away the ivy, revealing a small, ancient door. She inserted the key into the lock and, with some effort, turned it. The door creaked open, revealing a narrow passageway lined with moss-covered stones. Chapter 2: The Forgotten Garden. Lily stepped through the doorway, her eyes widening in awe as she entered a hidden garden. It was a breathtaking sight, a place of wild beauty and serenity. The garden was filled with vibrant flowers of every color, towering trees with thick, green canopies, and a shimmering pond at the center. The air was filled with the sweet fragrance of blossoms and the gentle hum of bees and butterflies. As she explored the garden, Lily felt a sense of peace and wonder. It was as if she had stepped into a forgotten world, untouched by time. She found an old stone bench near the pond and sat down, marveling at the beauty around her. On the bench, she noticed an inscription: "To those who seek, the garden reveals its secrets." Curiosity piqued, Lily decided to make the garden her special place, a sanctuary where she could escape the mundane world and immerse herself in nature's beauty. She spent hours each day exploring, discovering hidden nooks and crannies, and tending to the neglected plants. She felt a deep connection to the garden, as if it was a living, breathing entity that responded to her care and attention. Chapter 3: The Garden's Secrets. One day, while tending to a particularly overgrown corner of the garden, Lily discovered a small, ornate box buried under a bed of wildflowers. She carefully opened it and found a collection of old, yellowed letters tied with a ribbon. The letters were addressed to her grandmother, Eleanor, and dated back to the early 1900s. Intrigued, Lily began to read the letters. They were from a man named Edward, who wrote about his love for Eleanor and their shared dream of creating a beautiful garden together. The letters spoke of their plans, their hopes, and the joy they found in each other's company. But there was also a sense of sadness, as Edward's letters became less frequent and more desperate, hinting at a great tragedy that had separated them. Determined to uncover the truth, Lily approached her grandmother with the letters. Eleanor's eyes filled with tears as she read the words of her long-lost love. She revealed to Lily that Edward had been her fiancé, a brave soldier who had gone off to war and never returned. Heartbroken, Eleanor had abandoned their dream of the garden, unable to face the memories it held. Chapter 4: Restoring the Dream. Moved by her grandmother's story, Lily vowed to restore the garden to its former glory, fulfilling the dream that Eleanor and Edward had shared. With her grandmother's blessing, she set to work, enlisting the help of her friends and neighbors. Together, they cleared away the overgrowth, planted new flowers, and repaired the old stone paths. Lily's love for the garden grew with each passing day, and she felt a deep sense of fulfillment in bringing beauty and life back to the forgotten space. As they worked, the garden began to reveal more of its secrets. They found hidden sculptures, ancient trees with carvings of love notes, and a beautiful gazebo covered in climbing roses. Each discovery brought them closer to the vision that Edward and Eleanor had dreamed of so many years ago. The garden became a place of community, a sanctuary where people came to relax, enjoy nature, and connect with one another. Eleanor, who had long since given up on her dream, found new joy and purpose in helping Lily and the others. She shared stories of her youth, her love for Edward, and the happiness they had found in the garden. Chapter 5: A New Beginning. With the garden restored, Lily decided to hold a grand opening to celebrate its beauty and the love story that had inspired its revival. She invited everyone in the town, and on a warm, sunny day, the garden was filled with people, laughter, and music. As they gathered around the gazebo, Eleanor stood up to speak. Her voice trembled with emotion as she thanked everyone for their hard work and dedication. She spoke of Edward, their love, and the dream they had shared. She thanked Lily for her determination and for bringing the garden back to life. Tears filled Lily's eyes as she hugged her grandmother, feeling a deep sense of connection to her family's history and the garden that had brought them together. She knew that the garden was more than just a beautiful space. It was a symbol of love, resilience, and the enduring power of dreams. As the sun set, casting a golden glow over the garden, Lily sat by the pond, reflecting on the journey that had led her here. She felt a sense of peace and fulfillment, knowing that she had honored her grandmother's love and created something beautiful that would be cherished for generations to come. Epilogue: The Legacy of the Garden. Years passed, and the garden continued to thrive, a testament to the love and dedication of those who had restored it. Lily grew up, becoming a renowned botanist and writer, sharing her love for nature and the story of the garden with the world. Eleanor passed away peacefully, knowing that her dream had been fulfilled and that her love for Edward had been honored. The garden became a place of pilgrimage, attracting visitors from near and far who came to experience its beauty and hear the story of the love that had inspired it. Lily never forgot the lessons she had learned in the garden. She carried the memories of her grandmother, Edward, and the magical place that had brought them together in her heart. She continued to tend to the garden, ensuring that its beauty would endure for future generations. And so, the secret garden lived on, a place of wonder, beauty, and love, where dreams were nurtured, and the past was cherished. It stood as a reminder that even in the face of loss and heartache, love could create something enduring and beautiful, leaving a legacy that would be remembered forever.